And I'm Priyanka.
We are your host for the evening. We are very excited to launch Tambu today. It's the first talk. And Tambu is a series of 10 talks on urban informality covering 10 different themes. These talks will be held every second Thursday this year, every month, except for June and December. And the idea behind the talks is to create a more widespread and discursive sort of an environment around urban informality. So the idea is to create an informal space where we can have informal discussions through new and experimental initiatives that engage with informality. And the Tambu is a joint initiative between MHS City Lab and 3x3 Design. So I'd like to request Megan, the co-founder of 3x3 Design, to share a few words.
Thank you. So I am Megan, and Priyanka is my partner at 3x3 Design. We are a creative urban planning agency that focuses on designing new tools for urban development in informal contexts. So we're really excited to be launching Tambu Talks because we believe in bringing new tools and new perspectives can help us advance and create new conversations around different creative processes around advancing urban development. So we're also really thrilled that Shaunak could come tonight to be our first presenter to really showcase how storytelling can be a tool that helps us gain new perspectives and insights into different contexts. So thank you.
Thanks, Megan. And Marco Ferrario, the co-founder of MHS City Lab. A few words, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
And thanks to you, because this is a truly their initiative and definitely well supported by MHS. For me, it's interesting because I always, like in the past year, we have been working a lot in informality, and there is always a negative connotation with the word informality that is an unfortunate thing, because informality is eventually the normality, the norm in India. I mean, if you tell me something is 80% informal, it means that maybe it's something that the perception you have is different. So I hope that this series of talk will help to transform or to help getting a different perspective on that. And I'm very interested to see, because I heard a lot about your work, and super happy to be here for the first talk. So thanks again.
Thank you, Marco.
Thanks to you, in fact.
So we'll show a few minutes of the film first, and followed by a discussion by Shaunak and Aman, sorry. And this will be followed by discussion, but also the format is very open-ended, so I think Shaunak will take you through that. But feel free to raise questions, and towards the end you can ask all the remaining questions. I think the last half an hour will be devoted to that. So I'm going to ask Priyanka to introduce our first speaker.
So, there was a lot which I could talk about Shaunak, but I'm gonna summarize it in just three. Shaunak?
Yeah.
Okay. Shaunak, in 3 sentences. A filmmaker, a video artist, a scholar based in Delhi who's also worked as an investigative journalist. Many prestigious residency and fellowship programs to his names. He has co-curated events and installations such as Notes on Morning at Coast Studios. A mass communication graduate student of Jamia Millia, he's currently enrolled as a PhD student at the School of Arts and Aesthetics at the Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi. Today he will talk about his first feature-length documentary, Cities of Speed, also premiered at MAMI, Mumbai International Film Festival in November 2015. So we know our cities are carved out, right? Like in gender, just like economic, caste, etc. And I think what's really interesting is to see how sleep carves out spaces in Delhi. And that too under the theme of storytelling, like how can you use a tool to communicate these spaces that are carved out. So I'll just leave the platform open to you, Shaunak.
Let's give Shaunak
A big applause.
Thanks also. We've actually never done this before. Our usual, so we've had about 20 odd screenings, and it's usually a big auditorium and question answer sessions after, so we're also as excited about this. So quickly about the project, Cities of Sleep is a part of a broader project that we've been working on for the last 3 years. We spent about 2 years in the production and about a year editing it. Currently we're traveling with the film, we're showing it around, and we're being quite trigger happy with festivals and schools, we've shown in night shelters and so on. I understand that most of you here would not have seen the film, so it renders a fairly tricky situation because it's going to be quite spoilery. So what we're going to do is we're going to show like particular sequences of the film, so that at least like most of us get acquainted with the millie and the world that we are talking about. After that, what we'll do is we'll quickly talk about how we arrived at it. We'll talk about different kinds of sleep regimes in the city. And also about ideas that we have been. This is Aman. Aman is the associate director of the film, and we'll talk about the kind of ideas that we've been working on vis-a-vis sleep. Now, because Swati wanted us to speak about sleep-based informal practices in the city, and because the theme for today's storytelling, we could perhaps end the discussion by talking about how one narrativizes the idea of informality, especially for lives within which informality is anyway like a foundational, endemic kind of phenomenon. So I just wanted to show like a few minutes of the film. I think people at the back might have trouble reading the subtitles, so just like stand up or organize yourselves.
Also, we have 4 seats empty here if anyone wants to.
Yeah.
Just for the film.
People at the back are definitely going to have trouble reading the subtitles, so you might want to.
Come on, Ruchika.
Yeah, it is, but like for not.
Just one more seat if anyone wants to. It's okay. I'll watch it.
There's one seat empty.
I'll switch off the lights after you guys start the film. Should I switch them off? Alright, sorry.
Guys, in case you can't read, just like scratch your